Hey everybody, Kennis Russell here. I hope you're doing great. Today I have a shoot-off here between 4 tuners. These are probably 4 of the most popular tuners that you will see in the guitar world. This is the Berhringer TU300. Going from next to that is the TU2 from Boss. Then the Peterson strobe tuner. This is the VS-S. And then finally the TC Electronics Polytune. One of the most important things as a guitar player that you can possibly have is a good tuner. With all the tuners on the market, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna just put all these together and see which one actually stands out on top compared to the other tuners. So what I'm looking for here is a couple things. What functionality that they have. So I'm gonna look at some of the functionality, but more or less, I'm gonna look at one note, single notes, how they're responding to this. The way they have this set up is I'm going into the TU3, then it's going into the TU1, then the Peterson, then the TC Electronics Polytune, and I'm going bypass, bypass, bypass into the TC Electronics. The reason why I put them in this order is so that basically this is the cheapest one, and I want that to be first, so that if it was at the end of the line, there wouldn't be any confusion of like, well, that was just, by the time I got to the other ones, that was just a weaker signal or anything like that. But these are running bypass into each other, so it really shouldn't be any problem. The TC Electronics does not have bypass. Otherwise, I probably would have put that in front of the Peterson. But I bought all of these used. The TU300 I got for $15. This I got the TU2 for, I think it was $49, so 50 bucks. The Peterson I got for, I think it was $69, and the TC Electronics I got for $59. So basically, on the used market, you're looking probably about 20 is a good price for the chromatic tuner. These are so cheap, you could probably just go get these just off of Amazon or something. So it's about like 15 or 20, 50, 70, 75, and then finally the Polytune for about 60. So no more talking, let's dig in here. So how I'm gonna do this experiment is I have 2 guitars here, an acoustic and an electric, and I'm gonna see how each of them respond to this. So without any further ado, let's dive into this comparison, this shootout. We'll start out with the electric guitar. I'm gonna zoom up the camera with it, and more or less, I'm gonna just let you decide which one you think functions the best. All right, I've got this set up here. What I've done is I've detuned my guitar. Every string is a little bit out of tune, probably a half step or so in either direction. And we'll just tune this up and see how it goes. So here we go. Here's the top E string, and I'm playing with the pick. Seems like right off the bat, who gets it first? Let's see, let's make some, here we go. Looks to me like right off the bat, the chromatic tuner from Boss, the TU2, is getting the note in the ballpark first, without even me tuning anything. Here you go, and there's the E again. The TU3 is definitely last. All right, let's tune this guy up. And I'm looking at the Polytune, I'm looking at the Peterson strobe tuner to see if I'm in tune. Okay, when that's in, it seems like everything else is kind of finding it. It looks like the chromatic tuner from Berhringer is a little sharp. Let me adjust it to the Berhringer. Well, the Berringer's having a little trouble finding my notes. Okay, the Berringer's in tune more or less. Well, it's wanting to go flat. And it looks like the Boss and the Peterson show that a little bit flat. The Polytune agrees. Let me see, let me let that ring as it goes down. Yeah, Polytune is showing it a little bit flat too. Looks to me like just with that top E string, the Peterson and the Berhringer or the Boss won out a little bit. Honestly, I wasn't paying too much attention to the Polytune. It seemed like it did okay tune. Let's go to the A string, see what we got. I had it so low, it registered as a G sharp. That's good. I'm looking at the Polytune here. See if I can get that in line. There we go. Polytune's in tune. It's coming a little flat. With Polytune in tune, it looks like Boss is not quite agreeing. It's going flat just a hair. So is Berhringer, and so is the Peterson. I'm going to just make this a little bit sharper. A little bit more sharp, I should say. All right, Peterson says that's good. Boss says that's good. Berhringer is kind of getting around there a little bit. And that's saying it's sharp again. Okay, when I first played it, it looks like the Polytune is going sharp. And then resolving back down. Of course, as the string starts to decay, it's going to go flat just slightly. It looks to me like, going back to the E, I'm looking at the Peterson here. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like these two agree, and then these two agree on the note. And so these two seem like they're right on, and these guys are either, it looks like they're a little bit more sharp than the others. Let's go down the rest of the neck, or the rest of the guitar. Let's not take forever on this. D, way sharp. I'm going to come down. I'm going to look at the Boss on this one. All right, I'm locked in on the Boss. Looks like everybody agrees. Oh, Polytune and Berhringer slightly sharp. Again, I think that we might have come to a conclusion a little bit. Let me work my way up here. Okay, Peterson's right on. Boss is showing a little sharp on this time. Boss's result, when it resolves, it's coming back down. Let me tune it to the Boss. Man, it does not want to find that note. There you go. That's the Boss. Played in tune. That looks pretty good. By the way, like that's pretty in tune for the Peterson. I mean, the Peterson gets right on it. I mean, you can like tune it to the exact 440 note with the Peterson, and I'm not expecting the other ones to necessarily do that. Okay, it looks like they're all sharp a little bit except Peterson on that one. Let's go to B. Come back down. We're a little sharp. Okay, everybody agrees on B. E. All right, looks like everybody's more or less in agreement on E too. Very, very cool. Let's switch over to the acoustic guitar and see if that fares any different. All right, the acoustic guitar can be slightly different because, you know, there's resonance happening within the body, and the pickup may pick up on that a little bit. You know, if you're playing in a loud band or something, other things are happening. So this isn't a loud band experiment, but well, you know, we'll get to see what it sounds like with me talking over it. Maybe that's going to interrupt the sound a little bit for some of the tuners. Who knows? Let's see. Peterson was the first to pick up on that. It registered as a D sharp. The Berhringer. Okay, you know what? I was not in chromatic mode with Berhringer, so... Well, maybe I was. No, I'm in chromatic. Okay, I take that back. I was in chromatic. It is not wanting to find that note. There it goes. Came into the range. Okay, look at the Polytune. I'm playing one note, but you'll see how many notes it's picking up. It's hearing the rest of the guitar because it has that technology where it's able to hear multiple strings at a time, and it takes a second for it to realize, oh, they're only playing one string. And I'm muting these strings with my left hand. I'm only hitting one. All right, I'm gonna get this in tune with the Peterson and then move on. See what a harmonic does. All right, that looks in tune to me. Looks like Boss is showing it a little bit flat. Berhringer's not even registering it. And Polytune takes a second. I imagine as we go higher up in the register, we're gonna see it improve. There's our A. Berhringer got that guy right off the bat. Okay, Peterson shows that in tune, more or less. And man, you know, I'm gonna turn the volume on this up a little bit, see what it does on my guitar itself. If I give it a stronger input, I wonder if it helps or hurts. Okay, it helped. I'm like almost 100% up here on this Taylor. The chromatic tuner from Berhringer is definitely struggling. Boss is a little sharp. Polytune, when it registers it gets it right on. All right, here's the D. Flat. Okay, Peterson's right on. So is Polytune when it hears it. Yeah, I don't even know where the Berhringer's at. It was registering an A second ago. So on this, you may not be able to hold out a lot. You may just have to, I don't know. I didn't realize how bad this was going to tune with an acoustic guitar. I'm really glad I made this as part of the experiment. Again, the Peterson, the Polytune seem like they've got it pretty well. Both the Boss and Berhringer struggled just a bit. All right, G. We're flat on the G. I have no idea why Peterson is saying C. See, am I in some weird mode or something? You know what? There we go. Man. So is Boss. It's showing C also. There's some overtones happening in there that's picking up. Polytune, definitely. For the acoustic, Polytune's doing better. All right, let's go to the B. Okay. Peterson did better on this one. I'm looking at the Polytune. It seems like they're doing the best. There we go. All right, we're in tune now. Everybody agrees. Oh. There we go. All right, E. Yeah, E doesn't want to get on there on the Peterson. There it goes. And there we go. Definitely is in tune. Let me just show you a couple features this also has. Both the chromatic, these are basically the same thing. I think that the Berhringer kind of tried to copy the Boss. It's a plastic instead of a metal. This is also plastic. That's also metal. Let's see. This will do different, like it's got chromatic, guitar, double flat, bass. I don't even know what that is. Minus flat, is that what that says? Oh, just one flat. Oh, probably that, and then double flat bass. Okay, I see what you're saying. The chromatic. And also, this does the same thing. You can set it to chromatic, guitar, flat, double flat, bass, flat, double flat. I guess there's, oh, I see. There's the flat for guitar on that one. You can't see it because the light is so freaking bright. That's the one thing about this I don't like is the light is really bright. I really recommend this if this is your first pedal tuner. I've used this live for a lot. You know, I'd say there was probably 2 years where I used, not even this one, it was a different one live on my pedal board. And it did just fine for me, so I don't have anything wrong with, there's no problems with this. Just doesn't register it to me quite as fast. And then one thing that both of these do, so if you had your choice between the two of these, I would go with this. I really like the Boss. This also does this thing called stream. Both of them call it stream, even though it's kind of trying to do what the Peterson's doing. If you ever look up a real Peterson tuner, it's like got a spinning thing happening. And it's just emulating that on this. And I don't think that the Polytune has that functionality within it. But I'm going to play an A string and you can see what happens. You can see how the A, this is how I use the Boss tuner. Boss tuner is what I normally use live. You can see it's trying to spin just like the Peterson is. Let me get it out of tune, you can hear it. You can see how it's spinning. And then the Berhringer's trying to do it. It's got this like weird thing that happens on the side. I just don't like that. Technology is good. I'm going to come back up and get it in tune. There you go, and you're more or less, it doesn't stop in the middle, it stops where it wants to stop, but you can tell when it stops spinning, you know you're in tune. And then the Polytune over here, I'm going to play all 6 strings at the same time. And you can see on the left side, that's the E and the A, and I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. You know what? I'm pretty impressed with that, especially with an acoustic guitar. I'm going to detune a couple of these. I'm going to detune the B, and I'm going to detune the D. See what it does. Wow. That's pretty impressive. I don't know how they have that technology to just hear all 6 of those with one plug plugged in there, but it does. And that's at the end of the chain. So hands off to Polytune for doing that. Overall, I'd say you've got 4 tuners here. They all have their different purposes and the person that they're for. I will say from experience that the Boss tuner is just a beast. I've actually, I think this is my 3rd one that I've purchased. I think I've given 2 of them away to different people, and I just keep on coming back to them because they just work great. I never really have any issues with them. And, today I'm not sure why I was not picking up the Acoustic, as well as I guess I remember it, but in a live situation, I've never had any problems with this. The Berhringer, like I said, this is a great intro if you're just wanting to get something. These are basically the same functionality. The Peterson, I use this when I'm doing setups. I don't even use this in a live setting at all. I just do this when I'm setting up a guitar and I'm setting the intonation, because I want to know exactly what is in tune. And the Polytune, I actually just bought this to do this review with. It was used at Music Go Round for 60 bucks. So I thought, well, I'll buy this and I'll sell it for what I paid for it probably. So I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I didn't think that I would be. I thought that Polytune function would be kind of lame, but man, that's pretty neat. So I will say a couple things too. That the Polytune does not have a buffered out. I don't think that it's just out. So when you turn this on, you're muting your guitar. When you hit that and it's turning it on, you mute the guitar. These all have the option to send a bypass signal. So when you're turning the tuner on, it's not muting your signal. And then finally, the Peterson, I don't know if you can see that, it has a DI out. So what's great about that is if you wanted to use that as a DI going into the house of a church or PA system or whatever, you could put this at the end of your signal chain and you would have the option to use that as your DI instead of having a separate direct box. So hopefully you like this video. If you did, please give a thumbs up, one of these guys right here, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And do me a favor, post in the comments below which tuner you thought handled the best. If you could only buy one of these, which one would it be, and what would the circumstances around that purchase be? Are you just using it at home? Are you going to be touring with this? Is this a what kind of setup would you put one of these in? I would love to hear about it. Kennis Russell out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in another video.